actually went long and then closed and did not took the short. So I missed on today's morning short.
You, you made money. That's all that matters. Kicking ass,
Absolutely.
taking names, Mexican style.
Buying the tops, right?
As long as,
By the
whatever, big
way,
money, right?
big money, big money. Buying the tops making big money. I'm just kidding out there, guys. This is not serious. But I've seen something. I'm not 100% sure if you already have figured this out or you already have figured it out because I remember you talk about something a lot on the daily. But I want to bring it back up because yesterday was like the hey eureka moment, right? I kind of like I discovered it for myself, but I kind of like I remember you talking about it. Would you say balloon dog in the daily for Bitcoin? So I want your expertise because that is your pattern, right? That is how dogs look
Yeah,
in
man.
Canada, I think, right? Long necks, right? A robbery, I don't know. But the point is, what would you be expecting of that? Let me take it over first. Let me go over a couple of trades that I've been taking, and I'm gonna do the introduction for the balloon dog because I really think that we should be talking about that. Let me take over for a second, and let's get started. By the way, guys, if you're following the late show, which is Trading with OC and Piper Academy, and just a quick warning, we should be
Oh,
taking
you're
already.
back.
What is it?
You just lagged big time.
Oh, sorry for that. If you guys have been following my show on the late night, which is Training with OC on Piper Academy, and you took the LDO long here, well then we were expecting that reversal diamond. It played out very nicely. TP number one of your first resistance did not hit. He did not hit TP number two, but we're reversing, guys. If you haven't, get out of that short. Or sorry, that long. All right, we did not took the short. Why? Because it happened. Well, at 6:30 a.m. That is when I am waking up. So I did not had a chance to take that short, but absolutely took that long right in the morning, 6 a.m. Important. I think we're gonna have another bounce to the upside. I think we're gonna have a continuation like this. Wait for the signals. Wait for us to have some ADX strength right down here and come back in. But so far, if you haven't, guys, don't let it go red. Don't let it go red. All right. So I'm gonna be moving mine to TP number one, and that will be it. I'm gonna use this for the next show. A couple of other stuff that we looked and played out very nicely. Where come on, let's go to here. They were bunk. Oh, by the way, I've been big time training meme coins, brother. Since you've been training Pingu, dude, I was like, I cannot let that go, bro. So it's been, I mean, up and down, up and down. I've been missing on the shorts. I don't know. There's something in me that it's rejecting the shorts. Also, it's not that they happened like very late. They do start happening, or my signals start happening right when we are at class or ending the class. So I tend to ignore them, and then right when it happens, I just go, no, it's just too late to start, chasing after the price. But so far, same thing happening here. Midnight, very close to midnight, 11 p.m. my time. Somewhere around here, entering for that long position, double bottom, looking for that switch on your oscillator, and then off we go. By the way, guys, if you are wondering what oscillator I'm using, that is one of the most badass free oscillators that you can ever get, and it's for free. It's free. It's a linear regression oscillator by Chart Prime. You can go at it and give you peak performance, give you a reversal diamonds, give you colorize when you start peaking up, so you can start thinking on that. Maybe we're close to getting that peak performance, and then just for fun, because this is something that I like, I added an ADX level. Very quick, just so you guys understand, if the ADX is pointing up, we have strength on whatever. If we're bearish, we have strength on the bearishness. If we're bullish, we have strength on the bullishness, right? So it doesn't matter where we are. Like for example, right here, we're up and we were bearish, so we have strength on the bearishness, right? So easy peasy. Right here, we were losing that strength where on the bullishness. That's why we did not hit that high. So we just stalled in range right there before coming back down. All right, so easy peasy. If you are not using an ADX and you're looking at or you're missing a strength indicator, that is my recommendation for you. So Bunk played out fantastically. Turbo was another one, up and down all around. So we took this short. We took this short. A second short. This one we did take the long. Right at the same time. Almost almost midnight in here, and then going up, taking. I did ended up taking it because that was a potential entry. And what happens in here? We have our reversal, perfect support, and then today in the morning, well, running back out. So once again at 6 in the morning, taking some profits. So I actually did not cut the very bottom. It was like in the middle of there. Somewhere, yeah, like in the middle of there. Perfect. 6 in the morning, taking some profits. Did not program for the short, but we're rolling over. So meme coins did got this movement to a downside. I was afraid that they will stop us out, and that is because of Bitcoin, and that is a sideways to the Bitcoin chart right here. Let's go to Bitcoin really quickly. Let me zoom out. I know it's too early for that much spaghetti, so excusez-moi. And at this point, well, I have opened up a long. So I have opened up a long. In fact, it was right after the show, so it actually was a little lower, somewhere around here. I haven't looked at my broker. My long is in here. I'm testing the waters. Could we still be going downwards? Yes, absolutely. In fact, this is a horrible long. I'm thinking just because I'm testing the waters, because this is a big support. This is a 1 quarter position. But other than that, if it wouldn't mean a big position here, a big support, I would not be trading this area. If you take a look at your VRVP, let me bring this up. Where's my VRVP? Come on, I know you're here somewhere. At least load. Come on, I was just using you, bro. Where are you? All right, whatever. We had, and I did mark it here. All right. We had and let me just turn everything on. Oh, I see why. This is it. If you have maybe something like that, just reload it, change something, change it back, and should be able to reload. Let's just give it a second. And of course, it did not happen. But whatever, I'll see how I need to just resolve this. Nonetheless, we had right here a VRVP, and the smart money entry was right here on our discount area. So that's what I'm going for, a 1/4 of an entry. We are losing, there you go, we are losing our, where is it? Where is thing? Oh, I see. All right. Sorry about this. We're in the 30 minutes. We should be in the 4 hours. Okay. We are losing our symmetrical triangle lines in here. And there's my VRVP. There it is. All right. So that's what I'm looking at, this area of entry, and I'm protecting myself with that stop loss. We are losing our triangular pattern. We have been talking about this for a long time. We've been expecting this V-shaped recovery. In fact, today in the morning, I closed or I deleted those lines, all right? Just like I'm deleting these ones. So we already have it. Part of this, let me zoom out right now back to daily. It is looking at our overall section in here, right? We have our megaphone, and the first thing on the megaphone it is a resistance, right? So we hit the predicted target, which is the resistance. We hit the predicted target, which is a resistance. We hit predicted target, which is a resistance. We hit predicted target, which is a resistance. And then what happened here? The buzzer sound, right? We don't hit it. Lack of momentum, lack of volume, lack of interest. 1 second, guys, please. Sorry, somebody was calling me. Let me get this back. Thank you for that. And what? Hello?
I
What?
called OC and it.
Shit. Dude, I fell for that, man. You gotta be kidding me, bro. You.
I called
What a
OC
troll.
and
Oh, man. And I was like, dude, what's going on, man? I just hang out one, then not something is calling me. What's happening? Am I like, dude, am I in the back rooms? That was a good one, though. Expect my revenge, brother. Expect my revenge. Oh, dude. Oh, what a noob I was.
Happy Friday, bro.
Happy Friday. All right,
This
so
one right here.
what? Which one right there?
The GIF.
Yeah. What can I say?
I'm
Yeah.
just reminding you.
All right. So let me just wrap this up. I know I've been talking for a long time. And well, then very quickly, let me just get rid of everything here. So we're not like in the middle of like, we don't have a lot of things. So we have Buster Sun, right? Man, we did not hit the target, expected target. Lack of momentum, lack of confidence, lack of volume, lack of everything out there, right? So that is the first indication that we might be coming back down or being a little bit bearish. The next thing that we should be looking into, it is the median, because look at that median. It's being called for support, We lose that median, immediately downwards movement. Back to the median, back down, right? Median, we lost the median to the upside and boom, back to the upside. Yes, did we range? Yes, we range, but that acted very nicely. We lost the median here like a fake out. The first fake out we have had, we lost the median once again and all the way to the downside. This is, look at the candle. Let me zoom in. I know you can barely see that. That is a strong candle to the downside. Have we closed it? No. Is this for sure? No. But I mean, so far we just have had one single fake out. Is this going to be a fake out? I don't know. I'm buying a 1/4 of a position in there. But if we ended up the day as a big wick candle, I think we're going up and we're going all the way up to all new time highs. Of course, with steps along the way, right? But somewhere around 131, 130. But if we close like this, I think you gotta be kidding me, man. How in the effing F I can just lock a freaking, can I lock a freaking, no, I can't. Alert. I keep moving the alert out of place and I don't even remember. I think it was right here. All right, whatever. So if we start losing this area, we're going to go back down. Where do we have our dynamic reactor at this point? And once again, I don't want to be the bearish or the bear, because if we go right here and we just zoom out, we have a beautiful long neck balloon dog. So let me pass it over to you, Alex. What are you seeing in the charts?
Okay, yeah. So I'm currently long, but have taken profit right now. So let's take a look here. Pretty simple. I mean, clipping bull divs, it's all there, right? So obviously this morning, I really, this annoys me because it happens when I'm. Yeah. This happens in the morning when I'm sleeping, so it's kind of annoying. And I managed to long here, and I managed to long here on the live stream, making $300. So we can talk about those as well. And now I'm long here. I would like to see the sweep here, but right now I'm just kind of waiting. I do like the structure down in these lows here on the shorter term time frames. So we'll see if it does want to push up. Right now my stop loss is at entry, so I'm in profits already, so it doesn't really matter if I get stopped out here. I'm just looking for this thing to follow through here. We do have a lot of resistance in our way and a lot of liquidity. This is like easy liquidity for us to come and hunt if we do get acceptance above our value area low here. That's the thing that's held us down right now. Okay, so I'm looking for that follow through, but we'll see if we get it. We need to get acceptance above 116,700. That's kind of the level where I want to see like a higher term time frame candle close. If we do not do that, then I look for us to come down to this 113,700 area. Okay. Or SFP the low here. Okay, so we come in here, SFP, and then we go. Okay, but right now equal lows, right? Double bottom on higher term time frames, looking for that follow through continuation trade. Okay, if we do not get that, then we look for this thing to potentially roll over back down into this area. What is this area down here, you may ask? Okay, so when looking at this on like a higher term time frame, let's go to the 4 hour. No, the 1 hour is fine. And we can see there is a little order block in here, what I'm interested in. Okay, so this one here, nice little order block. That would be also like if we're looking at this move in here, right? We would look for this to be halfway down the candle, right? So grabbing that and then pushing back in, right? So typically whenever you get a bullish push, right, very impulsively, you come halfway down and then you continue. That's a general rule. So this would be the area that we would look for it to push into halfway down that candle. If I go it on like a 12 hour here and we look at this candle, let me get rid of the volume. You can see halfway down would be kind of right here, right? So we come down, visit that, and then we go upwards. What we don't want to see is this come back down to acceptance below 110 here. Okay, 110 is kind of danger zone. If you roll over here, you're getting acceptance into the range, then you're probably rotating to that $100,000 level. That's what we don't want to see. That would be a Bart Simpson up in here, right? And then we would get acceptance into this range, and that's what we don't want to see. Okay, so at the lowest we want to see this thing come down to is that 111 kind of level right now. Going into the weekend, I'm not convinced we'll get the volume to send price that low. So what, in my opinion, what I would prefer to see and what I think we'll see, we have seen a sufficient sweep of this low in here. Okay, so oops. We have seen a sweep of this low in here. Okay. Now we're looking for this thing to continue. Okay, that's pretty simple. Looks like Bitcoin is trying to push here. We'll see. I just hit another take profit. I forgot to take profit at this low here. See, let me just adjust that there. Sorry, guys. I'm a trader as well. You got to pay yourselves, right? Okay. But what we would like to see here is simply returning back above 116.7. Okay, that's going to be the key into this move, really. Okay, because that would mean if we claim this low today, right, that would mean we could rotate to the liquidity in the highs, right? Very simple, but that's range bound theory, right? If you don't understand, range bound theory, we're range bound 80% of the time. This is what you must, like, it's a must learn how to effing trade a range. Okay, that's why we have tools here that really make it like you don't have to be a rocket scientist. Okay, maybe an architect, even an architect can figure this out. So you can figure it out too. Okay, I'm a carpenter, so even me, I can figure it out too. So you don't need to be a rocket scientist. Okay, you go here, and we can talk about range bound trading, and I have multiple videos on it. But when you push into an area, so you get an impulsive move, right? Impulsive move. You define a range, okay? Typically, you define a low and a high first and foremost. So low and high, there's your low and your high. Depending on your trend, you're going to want to favor the low. Okay, if you're coming into the range, right, you want to favor the low. Okay, that's going to be an area. And you're going to be open to higher highs, okay, because you're in an uptrend. Okay, and you're going to wait for this to develop. Now, as it develops, you're interested in this area here, right? This low. And you could even say these lows right here. So you could bring let's say you haven't seen any of this to the right here, right? Let's rewind. You haven't seen any of this to the right here, right? You're just here. And you're in an uptrend, so you're probably long, looking for continuation, right? What do you do now? Okay, so you have the low here. You have liquidity in these lows. So you should naturally have this low marked out as well. Okay? You're looking for a range to develop. As we fast forward here, right, you get this high put in. Okay, so now you have a high of the range. That's your like peak liquidity level, which is an all-time high too. Okay? If you're looking for a continuation trade, retest continuation, well, guess what? You get acceptance back into the range, right? And we know this because we've seen it. But this is your first opportunity right here to get potentially long, okay? Because we've swept the liquidity in the lows here, and we're in an uptrend. Now, what tools do I suggest you learn? Well, this is my range-bound setup, right? And this is simply just your premium discount and your predictive ranges, okay? These two are going to define a range for you. Very simply, buy low and sell high, okay? That's the concept here, okay? So when you enter this range, you get a predictive range. Now, depending on your time frame, I would, for a range, I like minimum 15. 15 will give you a good set of data for this general area, okay? And you can see it switches every now and then, but it's still relevant. You can see the blue line is here, matching up with the lows. That's pretty cool, right? You can see that this predicted the top here, so that would have been your predictive ranges before you're even up here. That's the cool thing, right? So when you're pushing up into here, this is your extreme level right here. And guess what? It hits it to the tits, and then it returns, guess what? Back down to the median, okay? Which is the blue line. So this is going to define also premium and discount levels. So a premium level, basically supply and demand, right? I call it the hot dog bun, right? You got a bun, you don't want to trade the hot dog, okay? And you're going to define a range. And as this proceeds, you're going to have a very clear range that you're looking to trade, okay? So that's your low, you come down there, okay? You bounce back up. Now you're going to wait for a reversal. There's your reversal sign, lower high. Here's your next high, okay? So you're starting to define your range. What's also very important is your big red hot dog. Going to act as support and resistance, okay? So price is going to naturally chop within here, which is very important to understand because that's something you can take trades off this way. You can take trades off that way. You typically want to favor the hot dog with the trend, okay? When you retest the low or the money flow point of control, you look for a bounce off of that money flow point of control and continuation, okay? So predictive ranges, money flow point of control, that's going to give you a very defined range, premium and discount, and you're going to look to trade within that range. And you can see how this chops within here, but it's definitely going to give you, look at that key level there with the yellow, right? With these lines here, sorry, my son's crying right now. You have the yellow. This is a very tight range, okay? Anytime you get to the gray and the purple, you should be looking for a potential return at least to the yellow, okay? Most likely to the blue. But you must learn how to trade a range because we're range bound 80% of the time, okay? I got to go check on my son, OC. I'll be right back, okay?
Absolutely. I'll take over. All right, guys, so let's continue here. Let's leave what Alex left out, and I'm going to be taking over and just explaining a couple of other stuff. Something important that is interesting that Alex touched on, let's go back to the daily for Bitcoin. It is that if we take a look at it, we do our Kurzman Fibonacci, which is just a 50% box. So this is just a regular box like this one, all right? And we just have a 50% line right there. All right, so nothing special. So if we measure from the very bottom here where we hit the dynamic reactor all the way to the top, our 50% is going to be right there at 110. This is where Alex mentioned, hey, this is where we don't want to have that acceptance, right? That another area which is leading me to believe that we're gonna have that bounce, it is the 33% retracement. If we had a Fibonacci retracement, this will come at a 382 retracement, very close to a 382 retracement. Since this is a third, this is actually 33.33333333 retracement, right? This is one of the most hit zones in here, right here, and we are right now right there. So we can still have a little movement to the downside. I do count with that. Hopefully it does hold my position, but other than that, let's take a look at other stuff. One of that other stuff, it's gonna be Ethereum. Hey, Chapter Crypto, what's up, brother? Did you take those trades from yesterday? That was a very nice. They played out very nice throughout the night. All right, so in the same topic in here, going back, for example, in Ethereum. I want to look at Ethereum at the same time that I'm looking Bitcoin because
He squished his fingers.
Oh, so sorry.
He pinched his fingers. He's okay.
All right. So ready when you are, by the way.
I'm ready.
Oh, perfect. Let me pass that
You
over
want me to keep
you.
going?
I mean, if I don't know, did you finished?
I can finish up the range bound trading section. What's gonna help as well?
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
so let me go here. Let me go here. Yeah. So that predictive ranges, you can see here, right? So even now, right, we're in discount. So we're going to look for the discount to return all the way back up to the equilibrium. We also have the money flow point of control. So this is naturally we're overextended to the downside. If we're in range bound, we're definitely looking for that rotation back to our blue line, right? So very clear blue line, very clear lows, very clear highs, right? And we're looking for the price to work within here, give or take, right? And then once we've defined that, I think the best thing that you can do is we take this off, right? And we have our range. So we have our low, we have our high, right? We have like interesting levels above us. So liquidity, right? Then we can use our order blocks, our fair value gaps, our VWAP, right? In that idea of, hey, we are a bit overextended. Could we come down? Right? Or if you're trying to swing trade this, right? You're looking to catch the lows of the range to potentially give you the opportunity to come to the highs, right? So we want to be identifying bottoming structure, but also looking for this thing to continue upwards, right? And these are going to be the best opportunities at the bottom of the range. You want to get long here. Not everybody's like OC and who can get long here and still somehow make money, okay? We want to be very picky with our positions, and you can look at this in any range from before, right? So this would have been a range here. We turn on our predictive ranges, right? So we have this one here, right? So we have our two yellow lines, right? Let's turn that off, right? So we can see deviation below, acceptance into the range. You can get long here, look for that, right? Retest of the highs, that's the high of the range, so that would be the median. Continuation out here, right? And you wanting to buy the lows, right? And for the potential for it to go to Valhalla, right? That's kind of how you want to position yourselves. And you can see there's ranges within ranges, right? So there's a range here, there's a range here, right? And here, right? So it's the same concept depending on what time frame you're trading, right? For me, I like to understand the big range and then the ranges within the range. So if I'm all week when I've been trading this, right, I understand that there is a giant sell wall above me, right? So if there's a giant sell wall above me where I'm looking to get rejections from, right, I'm looking for rejections up here and I'm looking to take longs into that area, okay? And I mean, we were able to long from here, long from here, long from here, okay? and then a couple of shorts from here and here. But it's also the trend. You want to be aligned with the trend, but also, practicing a good patience with waiting for this thing to cool off, give you triple bottom, push up, sweep of the lows, push up, right? And those are going to give you the chance for not only TP1, but a potential for continuation. So understanding that, and then understanding the ranges within the ranges. What is this? This is the point of control, right? If I go back into here and I pulled all the data before this happened, right? So up into here, we're in the point of control right here, right? So we're just holding the point of control, trying to push back up to the highs, right? Same deal. So you must learn how to range bound trade. And you must learn also when you lose the range, right? When you lose the range, where's your stops along the way? If you retest the lower part of the range, are you going to reject, break down, retest, right? OC special. Are you going to continue, or are you going to hold here and push back and reclaim, then rotate up into the highs, right? Typically, you do something like this when you're in an uptrend. It's the opposite in a downtrend, okay? So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Muted.
I think I didn't understand. Can you maybe repeat it from the beginning?
Okay.
Just kidding.
Have a good day, great weekend, everybody, and then we'll see you guys on Monday.
No, just kidding. But let me let me bring back my charts. Was it what range? What ranges? Let me bring back my chart because let me ask you first one question. What does that balloon dog usually breaks out? It is a continuation after a breakdown, isn't it? Just the heads breaks a little
Yes.
bit and then a continuation. So in a way, we are expecting this pullback even a little bit farther, the validation point, and I'm just repeating after you just to understand if I got it. So the validation point will be losing the 382 Fibonacci, something around that, and going to maybe something like the 50% retracement. That will transform it into another pattern, invalidating the balloon head. Is that correct?
Yes. So let me see what you're looking at, and then I'll tell you.
All right, so I was looking at turbo.
Turbo.
Turbo, absolutely. So
My
this seem-
God. This is never financial advice, friends.
Never. I love it. So this is the balloon duck, right, with a very long neck, and
That's
then
a
we
big
have
ass neck, man. It's more of like a giraffe.
yes, it is. So that's what I was asking, right? So that was a freakishly long necking here. So I was wondering how would dogs be in Canada? I mean, if they really had that long neck. But a balloon giraffe, right? So that balloon giraffe, it's breaking right now. This is at 33%. The 382 will be more somewhere around the 114, 113, the area that we are looking to, and then the 50% retracement that will be in 110. Since you called it out, there it is, the dinosaur pattern. So looking at the invalidation point, that will be getting acceptance at 110. So that will invalidate almost completely the balloon dot head. Is that the balloon dog? Is that correct?
I think it would return to the previous highs. Yeah. The first high.
I see. Oh,
No,
the
like
first
you
high.
would retrace down to the first the 110 there, yes. And then you would continue. But
All right.
we want to see bullish momentum, so it would be more of like if you go swing low to swing high from that final low there, you would look for a 382 bounce. So it would be. Are you on the
32
daily?
would be here. Yeah, this is. Oh no, this is the 4 hour. The daily would be this one.
.382 is 113.
Yep. The same area. So you're looking for that 113.
Yeah,
Right. Okay.
113.6. That's the 382.
Perfect. Yeah. So the first setup that we had, and then maybe the invalidation point will be getting acceptance back the 50% retracement.
Beautiful.
Nice. Love it. Love it. Perfect. So let's take a look at something else that I'm looking at, which is not Turbo so far, but yeah, well, I'm going to be talking about Turbo, but Ethereum. So Ethereum is kind of like leading the way, I would say, in sideways sentiment or altcoin sentiment as representing or being the flagship of altcoins because it is just not Bitcoin. Let's go to the 4 hours, and I do see a little bit of strength on Ethereum. So not losing much in here. I do have a possible long in here, but that is only and only if we're able to come back up and we do not have this sweep of the lows. My sweep of the lows, I'm thinking about 3,300, and then early on for a possible re-entry, if we are breaking through the zero line and we still have a bullish money flow, our next entry will be at 3,552 for a continuation up. And if you miss this entry as breakout retest, and let me just make this so we are not confused, like this breakout retest, off you go. And I'll try to, if I lose this entry, I'll try to just grab on this one. I don't think I'm going to lose it. I think right now it's going fairly slow. But we'll see how that goes because so far I haven't broke it and I'm just anticipating that breakout. So we'll see. Other than that, going somewhere around 3,299 or 3,300, I think this will be a very nice area to come back down and then range for then a continuation upwards. So something like this, where we have a spring right down here, and then after that spring, we just break out with strength. But it remains to be seen so far. We do have some strength. We haven't lost the range. Even when Bitcoin it's dropping, right? At this point, Ethereum is like, yeah, man, I just wait you up here. Wait for you up here, right? I'm not going to be even moving. So this is talking about, like maybe we should be looking at other good projects like I don't know. And I said good projects with quotations like BNB because I don't like BNB. I think it's a shit coin, but still represents a broker. So that is why it's a good project. I think we could be looking at something like Link. I think we should be looking something at Solana, which by the way, Solana is not looking that bad. If you of course are willing to wait for that bounce, right? And I'm saying that it's not looking that bad because we are already at the bottom, all right? We are already, let me clear this up. We are already getting very close to the dynamic reactor. So despite we have broken the trend line and we have the breakout retest continuation, well, then we could start looking for bottoming signals. Maybe something like that will be breaking the next trend line, a higher low. And if we are able to hold the 175, I think we could be up for a treat. But we are only going to be looking at these areas once Bitcoin stops going downwards. But other than that, that is almost everything that I got. Let's just do a quick review well, we already have talked about this, right? Turbo played out very nicely. We're coming back down. I think we're going to have a higher low. So a possible next re-entry right there. Dogecoin played out very nicely against taking some profits again, 6 a.m. in the morning, and then moving our stop to entry. Something important, it is that right now, we're hitting my next or my secondary half of an entry, all right? We did not hit it right down here. We did not hit it right down here. Well, then we're hitting it right now. So this is going to be important because if you did not when you took your profits in here, you should have closed this one. If not, and you took some profits, you should be somewhere around here. So make sure as we bounce, because we're gaining some strength in here, we are going to bounce, close that long, and wait for the next structure to play it out. Other than that, I think LDO played very nicely. We already have seen that. It's not in here. It is all the way right down here. Perfect. And again, taking profits at peak performance, 6 a.m. Of the morning. I only can tell you Friday is here. I think this low volume, we already have seen it playing out, right? It's weekend. It's hopefully not a terrible weekend. I think this is going to be an opportunity weekend to start seeing where we start hitting and where can we position ourselves. So far, as for shorts, I don't think I'm going to be taking many, especially not in Bitcoin, not in Ethereum, unless we start breaking key supports. Other than that, I'll be looking to add to my positions or to create new bullish positions from some supports. So that's what I got for today. Alex, do you have anything else that you would like to share, or would you like to push it toward Monday?
Yeah, I got some setups for you guys. Looking at Pepe here, Ethereum play, trying to hold on. So like I got a bunch of like altcoin ideas kind of deal. So I'm not like this is an altcoin idea, okay? Looking for Pepe to bounce from here. Hype coin looking to bounce from here as well. 4160. Fart coin, yeah, it's come lower, so no. What else are you looking? Ondo, 96 cents, holding that psychological dollar. Okay. I think Arrow is something that I'm starting to buy. Okay. I'm looking for Aerodrome. I'm laddering in here. So for me, I've bought 5,000 so far. I'll probably add to that bag down here at 83 if we get there. And then we'll see if we come back into this range. If we come back into this range, I'll look to come back down to, there's a nice trend line at here at 75 cents. Right, just trying to get my average down in here, but I think Aerodrome will do really well this bull run, so I'm looking for that as well. What else? ADA, 76 cents. Yeah, looking there as well. We had a nice bounce on Solana, then it has since rolled over, so we had a great trade there on Solana. Just looking for Solana really to hold this $170 level. Okay, you can see this is like critical volume in here. So can we hold 170? It's going to be critical here for Solana. We had a nice bounce as well off of here. Celestia, 181, looking to hold that as well. Okay, you guys know I sold most of my Celestia up here. Okay, we'll see if it does want to continue to bounce. Virtual is, I'm laddering into this as well as we roll over here. Coming down to this trend line here, $1.45, possibly a good entry here for some spot buying. Looking to add some to my spot bags as well. The major level here is $1.20, okay? So, do your own research, but for me, I'm getting into Virtual, Arrow, and Pepe for small spot positions right now, looking for a continuation, and we'll see what happens. I'm very slowly laddering in, okay? I'm exposure right now, then I'm thinking 10K, 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 okay? So I'm just getting my toes wet. This doesn't mean I'm backing up the truck, okay? So make sure you have your own plans and execute those the way you would, okay? But hopefully that helps you. Going into the weekend, what do I expect? I expect a little bit of a pushback, okay? A little bit of a pushback back into the range. If we can get back into above 116.5 today, happy days. If we do not, then I'm looking for us to come and hit this order block here at our 382 level at 113,600. And that's my plan. Make sure you have a plan. Also, it's the weekend. Touch some grass, touch some ass, whatever you're into, okay? It's important to be able to take breaks too.
Absolutely. You heard it here first. Bitcoin is going to zero. No, just kidding. But be careful to this weekend. We're going to be having low volume, guys. And, well, I think that is going to be it for this class. Guys, thank you so much for joining today. And as always, this time we'll see you back on Monday. See you guys.